This is AV SuperFriends Off the Rails, an almost regularly scheduled open discussion on audio and video in higher education. We'll sound off about our most brilliant ideas, our dumbest mistakes, and everything in between. And because this conversation will almost certainly go off the rails at some point, we'll end up covering just about everything else. And now, the AV SuperFriends.
For June 19, 2026, it's the best sounding and most technically focused podcast in higher ed. This is the AV SuperFriends Off the Rails, episode number 140.
140, we made it.
And this week, we're all together at InfoComm.
That's a rarity.
As you can see.
Yes.
Which means the audio is somehow worse. The opinions are somehow louder. And at least one of us is pretending that walking 27,000 steps a day counts as our professional development goal for the week.
28,000.
So we've seen the booths.
Who's
We've
that?
touched the touch panels. We've adjusted the faders. We've cranked all the knobbers. We've nodded thoughtfully at products that we don't fully understand. And now, after surviving bad scans, hallway meetings, lukewarm coffee, and the crushing realization that every quick chat takes 45 minutes, we're finally here ready to talk about the people, products, trends, and nonsense of InfoComm 2026.
We made it.
So with that, I'm Chris Decker, and you're tuned in for another Friday afternoon podcast adventure with the AV SuperFriends.
And it's Friday.
And let's say hello to that panel of august AV SuperFriends. I normally would hit a button here, but I don't hear any of that.
We have background music.
Our first panelist, all the way at the end, designs the backup plan for the backup plan when the rock-solid trade show rig decides to become interpretive theater. He's a director of live demo contingency architecture from Kansas City. Say hello to Mr. Jamie Reinhardt.
We'll fix it in post.
That's not how live works.
It is.
But I'm contingency.
Just in case.
Our next panelist ensures every demo works perfectly until the exact moment a prospect, consultant, or executive walks up to see it. He's a vice president of booth signal integrity from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Say hello to Mr. Justin Rexing.
What's a prospect? Booth signal integrity?
These are words.
Yeah, they're all
That's
sound. It's all good.
Words. It's fancy
yeah,
words.
everything's working.
And our next panelist specializes in turning casual aisle wanderers into highly qualified leads through aggressive lanyard proximity roping techniques. He's a manager of bad scan conversion optimization from Corvallis, Oregon. Say hello to Mr. Mark Kolowazinski.
We are working to get our numbers up. Scan anything that looks like a barcode.
You just go to CVS.
It doesn't even have to be the correct barcode.
It doesn't have to be. Just scan it. We
Get
need the
those long
numbers.
receipts.
We need the numbers.
Yeah.
All right, and our final panelist, he mediates disputes between neighboring booths, competing to see whose soundbar, line array, or immersive experience can cause the most tinnitus, or tinnitus, depending on your pronunciation. He's a senior specialist in trade show floor acoustic diplomacy from Greensboro, North Carolina. Say hello to Mr. Larry Darling.
Yep, you just keep cranking them up until the other one gives up.
Oh, it's acoustic chicken.
Yep, acoustic chicken.
Somebody will
across
give
the
up at some
entire show floor.
All right, so on today's show, we're going to discuss our impressions of InfoComm 2026 and our picks for best new solutions that we all saw.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
What? Yes?
I'm going to have to go find something real quick. Hold
all
on.
right. But first, a little bit of housekeeping. So before you wander back into the exhibit hall, scan a badge you don't recognize, or pretend you totally understand that booth demo, we have a quick few things to bring up. If you like what we're doing here, please be sure you're subscribed to AV SuperFriends wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Carrier Pigeon, weird QR code stuck on a men's room wall, pop-up banner, whatever you want. However you do it, make sure you're following along. Secondly, if you could give us a rating and review, think of it like booth traffic analytics, except instead of measuring dwell time next to a 98-inch display, it helps other AV people find the show and realize they're not alone in this nonsense. Third, share this episode with somebody who should be listening. Maybe it's your favorite integrator, campus AV team, the consultant blocking the aisle with his rolling bag, or, that was a shot at me, the person at the booth who keeps saying single pane of glass without blinking. And finally, please do come find everything we're doing over at avsuperfriends.com and on the socials. We promise the follow-up emails are only slightly less aggressive than what you could get after letting someone scan your badge in exchange for a free beer. And thank you for your support, because we couldn't do this without you. All right, Justin, you ready?
Doing it live.
And now, you've waited a week for it. It's time for the news with Justin. Go.
Nailed
Just
it.
like
That was probably
almost
worse
as
than
good
the
as the
original.
recorded
That
version.
was not good.
All right, so today's news story comes to us from AV Interactive, AV Magazine at avinteractive.com. I posted this one earlier in the week. Fire breaks out on British Airways flight packed with InfoComm visitors.
You posted that as I was getting on my plane.
I was trying to
And I was like, thanks for
frighten everybody.
Thank you for
And we
scaring
had that
me for getting on this
discussion
airplane.
about 2 or 3 weeks before we traveled here, too.
Yeah.
About how this is becoming a problem.
It is becoming a major problem. So the short version of the story is somebody was charging their phone. They don't say how. I'm assuming they bought the world's largest and cheapest power bank.
It was only $12.50
size ones, right?
One of those massive ones.
On the swag ones.
That caught fire. There was flames everywhere. People running out of the way. The had to get the plane
bailing out
down to open and vent air, and would cause all sorts of problems. So,
granted, that was from London to Vegas, so that's a long flight. You're going to need a power bank somewhere. Right?
I'm glad it's the last 30 minutes of that long flight, though.
Right. True.
It could have been worse.
So.
Could have been the
From
first 30 minutes
experience, Larry, what is that experience like?
Yeah, so Larry, last year you tried to set fire to a plane and bring it down.
Apparently. Yeah, like as soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah, I'm driving back. I don't care if it takes me all day to get from Las Vegas back to North Carolina. I'm driving back.
That's when you were on the news.
I'm not seriously driving back.
You were on the news, that whole thing last year.
Yeah,
you were.
Because last year the same thing happened to us, except for the fire was in the cockpit. So apparently one of them had a power bank.
Power bank.
They were charging phones.
Yeah,
you would think they'd have a USB outlet or something there.
Yeah, like the mast dropped, the plane dropped down to 10,000 feet. It was exciting.
That's a good word for it. Exciting, I guess.
Sounds exciting.
You were a little concerned about that afterwards.
I actually drove back last year because I didn't want to fly again. I was like, no, I'm good. And
But here you are flying again.
yeah, this was like the first time since last year.
Did you win any good power banks on the floor here?
Did you bring a power bank with you?
I did bring a power bank, but I think I'm leaving it at the airport. So
I wonder how many are actually
leave it
left
on random planes
just
for the next person.
Stick it in there.
So it is interesting. I mean, it was somewhat coincidental that it was about a flight of people coming to InfoComm, including quite a few journalists on board. This is a big thing for major airlines. They've all changed their language now, and they say even if you can't check the power banks, but also don't put them in the overhead bins. Keep them where you can see them in your personal item down below the seats in front of you. But it is a concern because there's no way to put these things out.
Well, even mine, like when I pre-check, like check in, it pops up a screen right now. No power banks, like immediately. So it's definitely.
Well, they don't want you to have your vape pens with you either.
Well, come on.
That's just they're just downers.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is a challenge for everyone. I suspect we'll see something. If we have at some point, there's going to be a major incident.
There's going to be new rules.
At some point, we're going to see some new regulations on this where they're not going to allow any power banks at all. So look for a cottage industry popping up at every major airport, selling you power banks as soon as you get off the plane.
But is it going to be more than that, right? I mean, think about all of the devices, all of the whiz bangs, all of the things that we carry every day.
Right.
All the new testers, all the new signal generators, everything that we have has these.
You're saying we're going back to analog crank power?
Might as well.
Yeah, well,
just a capacitor
just
and a
wind-up style.
I mean, I personally bring around the personal treadmill to walk on.
Yeah.
But the cat wheel thing.
Because you don't get enough steps here.
I don't get enough steps here. I need to have
make your
about
professional
10,000 more.
goal with your steps.
We're just going to have to ship these to ourselves and then burn down the UPS and FedEx truck.
Right. Well, when you ship them, they don't ship by air. They ship ground only.
Like those mugs.
Yeah.
So it just ruins a truck, not a plane.
Well, just overnight it and just let them know.
I do think it'll be
They'll figure it
interesting
out.
to see as this progresses how it does impact everyday items. I mean, is it another label that comes with it, like, airline approved?
I'm sure
are
they
they
will
going to
find a
start
way.
checking things? But just think about all the things we carry in our everyday travels, and we all are carrying these portable lights, the rigs that we go around and shoot videos with at these booths, and they're all using some form of these batteries, and some of those aren't necessarily. They're all the China battery or the cheaper batteries too, and it's just something that
they're all lithium-ion or lithium polymer batteries made by the lowest bidder.
Yep.
I'm sure they'll find a way to monetize it. So, you're traveling with a battery. Okay, that's a $100 surcharge. So you can check that or put it in our emergency bag that you can then have, and that's
or they'll have the check-in, check-out things. It'll be like the red box only for batteries.
That's kind of what I'm wondering is going to make sense, unless they start segmenting flight bookings by, just like they used to do smoking or non-smoking. Mm-hmm. Now you want the battery section or non-battery section?
It's the same plane.
Red box for batteries. I think we've stumbled upon.
I think I've seen them here. The portable charging battery.
No, you haven't. It's my new idea. I just came up with it.
It was $8
just
an hour.
invented it just now.
I just did it right now.
$8 an hour. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just did it.
So $8 an hour, you have to return it to the same place you took off from. So
that's a great question. I don't know.
That'll be interesting. Just from the logistics, do you have to fly back with the battery?
You just ship it back.
Oh, you mail it back.
Yeah.
Overnight it.
Overnight it back. Yeah.
And put it in the next
That's
plane.
what I was saying. Just mail it. It'll be fine.
Just mail it.
Well, I suspect we're going to see limitations on that too. So,
Well, probably.
It was an interesting story.
so yeah, we had two years in a row. Fire has tried to kill everybody on a plane.
It's
Going
road
to
trip
InfoComm.
time.
Yeah, I'm not nervous at all about flying out of here later on. Thanks.
You have the shortest flight. I don't want to hear it.
Alrighty, well let's get to our larger topic today, which was kind of our general thoughts on our impressions of InfoComm 2026. And I have some notes here on kind of topics we wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
But we'll just turn it over to the panel here. So what did we think trends? What are we seeing? What jumps out at us? What are we noticing in the market? And what sort of products and services, solutions are we seeing displayed on the show floor?
Pick somebody. Who's going?
You say pixels?
Pixels.
Pixels.
I don't
Just
believe in pixels.
Lots of pixels.
I didn't see one thing that actually had pixels in it here, so I don't think that's true. My take on it is, as I walked through and talked to the folks and got trapped into booths for longer than I had time for, it was mostly around the impression that everything is communicating by way of API now. And if you don't have REST on your device, you're not in the game. No REST API, you're not being controlled. And it was kind of the quiet sunset of traditional control and the rise of REST. I kind of
Proprietary control.
proprietary
Control is going away.
Yeah, I think everybody understands that, hey, if you want to have your agent or whatever your control system is, here's REST, integrated, do what you want with it, and we're
Here's
just
all
going to
the
step
things
back.
that you can do.
Yeah, have fun.
Choose what you want to do.
Yeah, so I think there was a lot of that, and I never saw a warning of that. It just kind of popped up everywhere, and everybody just got the memo and said, yeah, we're doing REST now, so either be on the train or choose to not exist.
It makes everything a lot easier.
It does.
Especially when you're applying AI to everything in your ecosystem.
Just sprinkling AI in there.
Yeah.
Just
Sprinkling
get a
it?
box of AI.
Yep.
Just fill that
Just a
up.
big can of AI and just dump it in there. Yeah. So
That's what they're trying to sell us, but
well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was interesting that I hadn't heard a lot of talk about that, and then all of a sudden it was the quiet common that I heard almost every manufacturer talking about.
Open API.
And that's the part that I've noticed, is that it wasn't a marketing buzz.
No.
It is quiet. And everybody's whispering it when you go talk to them, but you're not seeing it on every one of the
No,
banners.
I don't see it
You're not
posted up
seeing
on
it as you
anything.
drive by. It's like, hey, look at our new black box.
So you're saying
Awesome.
that
And then underneath, they're like, oh, hey, you just use these, you put it in there, good to go. You're just not seeing banners and banners and banners
No.
of, look at Owl.
Right.
I mean, AI.
Owl.
Owl.
Yeah.
So you're saying if they had the banners of Open API up on the booth, you would be more attracted to it, like mosquitoes
No,
to
I'm
the
just
light?
saying it's been quiet. It's
Yeah.
all there. I like to hear about it.
But they're not announcing it in the marketing
But
realm.
it's not the marketing buzz that we've seen in the past, and I think in the past we saw it's AI enabled. It's
Yeah.
the auto tracking AI and AI and AI, and we all kind of looked at it and says, well,
Sure.
kinda. But I think with this transition to the other AI, and we'll get into some of that later. But I guess the point of this is, Mark. Yes, I see that folks these companies are saying, here's the API. Here's the REST commands.
Yeah.
Here's the JSONs. Do what you will.
What you want.
We don't care where it comes from. Just make it happen. And in fact, even with our proprietary control panel, you just copy and paste that in there and it's ready to go. You don't have to write it yourself. You don't have to
Right.
develop it. It's just,
Well,
and it's just kind of quiet. It's just
It was weird 'cause
mentioned.
when we've heard about it in the past, it was like, well, we do this control, we do that control, we work and we're compatible with all these things, and it was always that. But if you want to do your own thing, we have a REST API. Just go nuts. We don't know what you're doing. You just figure it out on your own. Here's the thing.
Well,
and
just
we'll
a few
walk
years
away.
ago, it was always like, well, we have a specific modular plugin we've built for this system.
Yeah.
But if it's something outside of that, well, let me reach out to our support team and see what they say.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're starting the other direction and just saying, here's a list of commands it can accept. Here's the ports that it receives those on. Go nuts.
It's a,
Well, and I think there's the
Or
push,
more accurately, that's your problem.
yeah, you're so smart. You figure it
You
out.
figure it out.
Yeah.
and I think it's being pushed by the manufacturers, but there's also groups like OpenAVC who are also really pushing this new view of how to do this.
Yeah. Okay. So I know, Justin, you have some API work that you've done. So
Yeah.
Were you excited about any of that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it makes putting all that stuff and stitching it all together
Did you
a
say
lot easier.
oh yeah when he said, are you excited about that
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is Justin in his
Listen
most
to
excited
It is
listen
form.
to
Friday.
the excitement in my voice.
It is Friday.
Yeah.
This is my excited face. Yeah.
Seems exciting.
So it's going to definitely help, like I said, stitching everything together and making everything work better. We don't like to use a lot of ecosystems. Seems to be a little bit more expensive in nature. And being able to do widget and tchotchke town sometime to put a solution together makes it a lot easier when everything is communicating the same protocol.
It also helps with your all-important count of the number of boxes in a system.
Is that
Well,
something?
it's
That's a score. That's a metric.
boxes go up, costs go down.
Wait, that
Can you
seems
figure that out?
counterintuitive.
Cost go down?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Write that down.
I don't disagree.
The less boxes.
The more widgets you have, the cheaper your system.
Yes.
Sometimes.
And so if you buy into an ecosystem, you have less boxes,
Fewer.
but your cost goes up.
Yeah.
So you get out of an ecosystem,
You're paying for that
you
one,
have more
one throat
boxes,
to choke.
but they're cheaper overall. So you
I
do
just
have
wanna
more
see you
failure
continue to
points.
Do this for a couple minutes.
So this
Is
is
there
like
a limit to
the.
that? Like if you just like continue to buy boxes,
So it's.
does it?
I'll do it
continue
like
to grow?
this. Scale. Is that better?
Maybe.
All the kids are doing it like
Yeah.
that.
I know, right.
You know,
I was waiting for him to get there.
somewhere between.
Yeah,
Not going there.
yeah. So if
Not doing
you
it.
don't believe me, you should try it.
No,
Design
I
an
don't disagree with
ecosystem.
you, and it makes more sense because you're doing purpose-built adapters, widgets,
Yes.
tchotchkes, whatever, as opposed to the all-in-wonders
Yeah.
that do 10,000 things.
Exactly.
And then you
And
still
you're
need
not,
the widget.
You're not overbuying.
You will always need the last mile widget.
Well, not anymore, thanks to Inogeni. We won't talk about
Well,
that.
but
Not yet.
Not yet.
Why do you want to talk about that?
So
Are you holding out-
Inogeni's
are you
making
holding
a
out
little
for the end?
tchotchke widget called
Oh, yeah.
they've made it for a while, IP2 USB. Is that right? And they're
That is
now
correct.
supporting
Are you asking me or telling
Dante.
me?
So we've been using a lot of SDI in our classrooms to get one or two cameras back to the computer for Zoom or Teams enabled stuff. Now we really don't have to do that. I might actually trust NDI now a little bit more. I know, it's shocker.
What?
Kind of.
You did
But you're
kind
doing
of.
it private island
We're
style,
still
right?
doing private islands.
Oh my God!
But we're going to run one or two cameras back.
Get this
And then the little
network-based solution.
Inogeni device capture unit. Device capture unit. One USB-C. I can bring all my Dante audio in. And I could bring in all of my NDI cameras.
I have
I've
a
got
problem
control.
with this.
What is it?
Well, your problem is you just said the more boxes you have, the cheaper it gets. Well, you're
Usually.
replacing several boxes with that new
He'll buy
product.
other
No.
boxes. So he'll just
Just-
put them on the back end.
It's actually...
They still have to be powered in the
sometimes
rack.
yeah, the overall system. But this Inogeni solution alleviates one box.
Yeah, it eliminates
But it's
one
still
box.
tchotchke town.
It's still
So
a
instead
widget.
of two, USB
So
to
instead of two
SDI
widgets,
captures,
we have a tchotchke.
We have two widgets, and we're down to one tchotchke. Life is good.
Wow. That's
Think about that.
that is the math.
There's math there.
It maths out. It's logical.
Okay.
All right, Jamie, tell him why that's terrible.
Yeah, because you were shaking your head.
No, it's fine. I don't. It's Larry.
You should be
It's
agreeing
terrible.
with me. Of all people,
No, I do kind of agree with you.
You're-
But it's Larry over there in the island. It's like buying a car and never leaving your driveway.
But it's safer.
I leave it when it needs to, not all the time.
see?
You open
Buy
the gate,
this thing for the
you go
highway, the super internet highway. I'm going to buy this thing, and then I'm only going to connect a point to point with it. So stupid.
through. It's doing what it needs to do.
I'm not the one that closes the gate on the driveway.
Listen, buddy.
You have a gate on your driveway?
The AVIXA TV is about to have fight night.
Okay,
See how quick you can get from that side of the stage to the other?
Not very.
there's a ledge here, so be kind.
And it's going to be a real short fight.
So in addition to the kind of the more API-driven or REST command available options for general control of devices, and Justin brought up kind of these idea of these middleware boxes, these things that it's not your endpoints, it's not the encoder decoder, it's not the source or the sink, it's not the side of things that people see or that we care about in the sense where that's our focus. It's the devices that kind of sit either in between
the
or the devices that
in-between
sit
layers.
on the network yes, as a layer, so that it's not physically connected, but it's watching or maintaining or managing other devices. And we're seeing that a lot of camera tracking boxes, a lot of ones that apply some logic to specific things based on microphone telemetry. Again, it's not a critical operational component of the system, but it adds kind of like an improved experience. And we're seeing that a lot where these are not terribly expensive, and what they're doing is adding a better performance to a lot of cases, devices you already have, cameras and microphones and things you already have, and it's, to Justin's kind of earlier comment, it's kind of an anathema in that sense. It's an extra box to add, but for a very purposeful situation.
That little extra widget allows you to get additional value for things you've already invested in, right?
And I think to go along that, like one of the things I saw out there, not that it was their intention, but there seems to be a better alignment with teaching and learning, and different devices out there that supported that. Like the BetEar solution. BetEar.
Yeah, did you guys get an official pronunciation of that?
I'm assuming that's how it is.
It's better than your ear.
It is better in your ear. BetEar.
Clever.
Their receiver has the USB out that does voice to text.
No. Their receiver has USB out, which acts as a USB sound card, which lets you run any software on your device, which can read that audio coming in and then do speech to text.
Exactly.
You skipped like a whole part there.
It is, but it's a short show. But what I'm saying is, from an accessibility,
we have 13 hours and 55 minutes to go, Larry.
Yeah,
from a universal design standpoint, that's pretty huge.
Yes, it is.
The automatic camera voice tracking is another thing that just takes some more of the cognitive load off the instructor so they can focus on teaching rather than what part of the class is talking at that time. And so I think like it's not their focus, but there's some real alignment with what we support with the products I saw.
Yeah. So I do want to go back to that one. And kind of like we were talking with the folks from BetEar, and they blew past it. Oh, it'll do this. It'll act as an audio input to your computer, so you can capture it, do whatever. But the idea that you could anybody can do that with a little device, as long as there's an RCast stream running in the area, which is easy to deploy. You connect their receiver to it as USB out, and then you can basically, from a student standpoint, whether that's for, as you said, I can offload some of that cognitive load. If I'm somebody who needs that additional dedicated audio stream for to be able to hear better, or if I need that as captioning. But now I'm getting a direct feed to me without interrupting anybody else, just all over the over the air, no additional cables or anything necessary. Just plugging it in USB to my device, to my tablet, to my phone, whatever, and then run whatever software I want, even like the free Google speech to text,
anything,
which is not, it doesn't meet the ADA compliance requirements, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. So do I want that 85 or 90% accuracy, or do I want 0? I think that's a very interesting kind of unique feature that I had not seen brought up previously, and one that we've talked about this a lot this week. We'll see a lot of companies out there who kind of don't realize what they have.
Yep.
They're so focused on a different aspect of a product or a solution that they're missing this one little thing, which, to your point, is a huge deal from a universal design standpoint, from an accessibility standpoint, from a just like making material and making content that much more accessible standpoint. And they're missing that boat because it's not something that they were focused on. It just is like an added benefit to their product.
Yeah, that added benefit was something that popped up to me because that wasn't the focus of the demonstration we saw. But as soon as I saw that, the use cases just kept popping up.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of one of those trends I kind of saw where that aligned kind of with the API, but you just kind of brought it up where run it into your own thing and do kind of additional value with whether it be AI or whatever your other service may be, in that it wasn't people jamming AI into product per se, but our product is going to put out data that you can then maybe use with your AI, and you can choose your own adventure with that instead of making a choice, putting it on a chip and say, you're just going to have our flavor of AI. We saw more products that was like, hey, we're going to partner with. You can use this how you want to use it and kind of start to create an experience or that data path that you want to do with AI. And there's several products being by AMP. And even what you just mentioned with the USB from the BetEar product, Now you start to be able to choose whatever partner you want to choose,
right,
and create that experience that may be specific to your needs and your specific kind of.
So you mentioned the BIAMP platform, BIAMP's control platform. I think that was very similar. And to be fair, I mean they came out swinging on that one.
I was shocked.
From the ground up. 6 months ago, that didn't exist. Completely written from the ground up, entirely based in Lua. But the fact that they're openly exposing all the actual commands and the scripting available, and then they just right there will open a Claude window and say, put this into your AI agent of choice, and ask it to modify the script, and then you can recompile that as a new block right there in the system. That's huge. And similar to Bettier, they kind of blew right past it. Oh, by the way, it can do this. Yeah. Now let's go look at this thing. Like, no, go back. That one thing was a game changer, and I don't think they realize what they have.
Yeah, and they weren't first, you got to do it this way, you got to program it like that. And it's kind of acknowledging that the way people are working, the way people are partnering with AI, I'm not going to sit here and be the coder that I used to have to be. I'm going to just take this copy-paste, and I'm going to get the answer, and we're going to move forward, and it's going to be light speed.
But what if it doesn't work, Mark?
It's
then
going
you
to
fix
work.
it.
And we fix it, and we say, it doesn't work. Well, Claude,
I'm not fixing anything.
Yeah.
That's our job, Chris.
Right. And so I think
it's our job to fix stuff.
I'm not sure what that is, but it's kind of the acknowledging that your partner and your product is not the end all be all. There are other tools that make this all work.
Well, I think they acknowledge the right way to implement AI. Mm-hmm. You know, we've 2 years ago, a year ago, we saw a lot of products say, there's AI built in. There's
now,
AI built
with
in.
AI. Yeah.
That's just
we've got AI in here.
Code.
It's in it.
But the way BIAMP's approaching it and others are approaching it now, there's a little bit more talk about agentic AI being on the edge and leveraging, best practices and additional software to do these things versus buying a product that has it built in that's not really doing anything else but one thing.
Right.
It's not really doing AI.
Well, I think because the whole concept of what you're doing with agentic work and that whole piece, it's changing so fast. If we were going to just pick something and install it, it's like having the OS is out of date. And it's not going to be secure. It's not going to be up to date. It's not going to work that way. So
but the way BIAMP's doing it, it's very dynamic. You can do what you want to, develop your own modules, whatever.
And that's a change of course for them.
Yes,
it is.
And that's why we're bringing that up. Like we're seeing this change of course,
mindset.
And it's not just them. I mean, we saw that in others too.
Right.
Even some smaller ones, they're just saying, "Hey, look, here's an open system." Like I saw two, just using Node-RED. Right. Something that some of us have been using for a while, something that we're used to. It's pretty open source. It's pretty robust. And they're saying,
use it.
Go nuts.
Yeah.
And so yes, we've been saying BIAMP, but like Visionary's doing some of that. That was very interesting, and I think that's cool. I think the idea that they're like, you know what, anybody should be able to use our thing. Anybody should be able to use our engineering, and we're going to allow you to do it now. Yeah. And so that's part of that open API. It's part of that RESTful. That's part of that AI implementation. That's part of that thinking that we've been wanting for a while. Of why can't I?
Yeah.
Why do I have to have somebody become a level 17 master guru ninja of some language that can't even be used outside of our industry? Now they're just saying, whatever, man. You want to write it in snake language, then bring it.
Vibe code away.
I think part of that is the fact that manufacturers have been worried about the fallout of support calls, right? Well, if we open it up to let anybody do what they want, we're going to get all these calls that stuff doesn't work.
Yeah.
Well, I think people are realizing that they can probably develop their own code and develop their own ways to link things and connect things. They could probably develop their own way to fix those things too.
Yeah. To me, I think it was really interesting because if we had industry knowingly and openly putting out their code, their scripting, how their devices are working, and we as kind of end users and installers and owners are using that and feeding LLMs and large language, we're training those large models how to actually start doing these things.
Yeah.
So I think the next generation of models we're going to see are going to become more AV knowledgeable, right? They're going to know how to do these things. They're going to tell, I have, the BIAMP X400 or 800, whatever it is. It's going to, oh, great, I know how to do this. What do you want to do? right? And then you can actually literally just start to vibe code in a frontier model and actually deliver a working, functioning AV system without
Or
having to do
not
anything. Or
frontier model.
or non-frontier model. It's just going to be built into whatever those local models are.
Maybe
Because
just do it on
we're
your own.
actively we're training them. We're literally training them with our day-to-day operations right now.
Yes.
So fascinating.
So to that last comment there about moving towards a vibe-coded world where the modification, maybe something ships out of the box with certain features. If I'm adding more features, modifying, changing that, I'm doing that with the help of an AI agent, vibe coding my way through it. And then when I run into issues and need to be debugging, I'm asking the same agent to do that for me.
Yeah.
How comfortable are we with that being kind of the new scenario where we're going to be deploying what we would consider mission-critical systems that have been vibe-coded?
Very, very comfortable.
That's your spectrum right now, where it's like, I think there's a generation of folks who are like, no, I would never trust that. But there's an up-and-coming generation that's like, absolutely, I 100% trust that.
So it's weird to really think about that, because you're basically saying, I'd rather trust human strangers not to make any mistakes versus the mistakes that I know AI can make. So that you know these humans are never going to make a mistake in their coding.
So you're trusting known mistakes over unknown mistakes.
Yes.
So
every
know,
time.
like
The known
everyone
is better than the
understands,
unknown.
and it's very logical that people make mistakes. Programming has bugs. Yes, they do test it, but if we're developing our own code,
Do they,
that's
though?
on.
Well, but I think it.
There it is. There's my point.
it's
I think it
trust
allows
but
us
verify.
though to bridge some of the gaps of your code, your implementation of my vision isn't actually what my vision was.
You messed with my code, man.
Yeah.
And we've all been in that we've all been in that scenario where you go in and you have all these client needs analysis meetings and you're like, I got you. We simpatico.
We got
and
it.
then you're not. You
No.
put it in and you find out color's wrong. Oh, but we had a meeting. No, yeah, but I meant the other one.
Well, and even to that point, we've also had conversations with manufacturers where we tell them what we're doing with their product, and they're like, "We never intended
Yeah,
that."
you're not
Yeah,
supposed to
that's
do that.
forward.
Give it back.
Yeah.
But you weren't allowed to have that.
That's not in the manual.
But I think
where
what
did you
we're
get that
seeing,
port?
What we're seeing there too. I mean, we see it even outside of our industry. Let's just take it outside of that. We're seeing folks say, "I want to make a video game about what? Well, I don't know. Make something up. Super Unicorn Worm or something,
Super
right?
Unicorn Worm 2. Let's go.
And nobody's making that. And how do you describe that without sounding like a weirdo? Like,
You don't describe it.
just
You
did.
make it. You show
so
it.
now
don't
you
use
make
that
it and you show it.
phrase.
But I think we can now take that same vision and be bigger. We can now take these products and be like, I know this thing can do that. I don't know how to describe it, but by God, me and this agent, we're going to work on this and we're going to keep working on it, and then I'm going to deploy it, and chances are it's going to work. And if it doesn't, still on me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whether I hired an outside firm or something to come in and help
Who are
me,
you going to call for support, though?
It's gonna call, it's
not
gonna
me.
call-
I already,
You call
I'll,
it Claude.
Good friends Cloudy and
Cloud A,
Cloudy
and
and-
PT.
I'll retire
couple it.
right after that.
But I think it changes how we as designers, integrators work, because now it is the vision.
It's a
Right?
vision.
It's not so much, how is it done? How many times you turn the screw this way or that way? It's like the session we had yesterday, Justin. It's do
Which
you have
session?
an idea?
There was like a lot of sessions.
the AI
Yeah,
sessions
there
that
was
we
a
were
bunch
stuck
of
in all
AI.
day
sessions on AI
yesterday.
work.
all day long.
In that, how do you start to re-envision how you work, right? No longer do you have to be the pro level black belt in ninja scripting that you may have.
You
where
almost have to put the cart before the horse to
you
do
say,
it right.
this is what I want as success. It's going to do these
That's a
things.
bad idea.
And I'm not going to
Not
worry
anymore.
about how it's
that
done.
horse ain't pushing that cart.
We're going to
it
orchestrate
will.
with all the things that have open APIs. It's
Yeah.
it's going to be there. I know I can talk to it, and I'm going to partner with this whatever model we're going to have, and we're just going to start building. We're going to start iterating. We're going to do it fast. It's probably not going to work. We're going to find bugs, but guess what? We're going to
Most
work
of
through
it's
it.
going to work.
And we're just going to move, and it's going to allow folks and organizations to actually bring solutions to the table faster versus having to do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to manually code these things. We're going to trial and error. And then, you want to revision it? Well, maybe in the spring we'll get to that to update that.
That sounds
because
like
we're
a
gonna
lot
do
of
it. It sounds like a lot of
work.
work.
I don't know.
I think we're going to see over the next few years, we're going to see a lot more truly unique uses of the products that we just walked through. We spent 3 days walking through.
It's going to change how I look at products now. We're going
And-
to make those specific questions.
And we're going to answer some of our questions. I mean, we're always those people standing there. It's like, we wanted to do this thing. In fact, I made it do that thing. Wait. You did what? Yeah. Come here and see. Now I think we're going to start seeing more of that. We're going to start seeing more big ideas come to fruition, and it's going to be exciting. And these companies are now allowing us to do that, which is even more exciting.
Well,
What happens when
I think the smarter, more nimble ones are.
But we're seeing
It's the
that.
more
We're
nimble ones, I
seeing
think.
that change. Where we're seeing them allow more and more every year, more and more are allowing us to utilize the products in the way that we envision, not the way somebody thinks we envision.
What happens when we buy a box, we get it, we test it, it's not doing what we want, then all of a sudden we just wipe it and then it rebuilds itself?
That's called a computer.
It's a computer.
Well, I know.
I'm sorry, a computer.
So think about where that is now going in 5 to 10 years with all of these little tchotchkes and widgets that we have. Well, this doesn't really do what I want, so I'm just going to do this real quick, and now it does it. And by the way, Inogeni, your firmware is now 5.3, not 4.1 anymore, right? And so it's
I made it
so you're just
12.2.
writing over the whole box feature and doing your own thing.
Random third-party hardware.
Yeah.
Or third-party firmware, rather.
The great Kreskin thing. Looking forward is like, are we going to have a time where we see product out there that doesn't even have a UI for us to go in and push buttons and do design, and it's just primarily designed for the API, and that is it. The agentic control system where that's all we're going to do.
Maybe.
Anyway.
All CLI.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean,
Develop your own user interface.
Is that any different
go.
than the minimal interface or minimal configuration options you get on some of these devices already?
Right.
There's 5 settings I can change, but then here's the API for doing
you just
more.
go wild, right?
So.
But the API only allows certain things. I want to allow all things possible.
that's
Things
Well,
that
at a
aren't
certain
even
that's a
point,
thought
license.
of.
you run into
Sure.
hardware limitations.
Not if I just wipe it and vibe
It's still
code
the
over
hardware's
it.
the hardware.
Anyway, okay.
True. I'm not saying add ports. I'm just saying add feature sets and software.
You're the same person who says you can't defeat physics.
Yeah.
Well,
I can.
You can try.
Jamie, try.
You can try.
Because
He has the brute force.
I'm now a magician.
Yeah.
So I'm a 17th level.
all the muscle.
Okay.
I got it. Don't worry.
Okay, so there was some of that. Is there anything else?
So yeah, let me go back over my notes here. So we talked about the idea of the open API or not open API and REST or Node-RED or similar common library access instead of proprietary modules, plugins, drivers, that sort of thing. We talked about the middleware boxes, the widgets and tchotchkes, and we talked about a little bit, but let's lean into a little bit more. The intentional use of AI, not just as a marketing term, not just as like, oh yeah, we have some AI in here too, which I heard someone say today. But this intentional use of it, where we're going to expose the code base, expose the scripting, and just be like, here, go use this however you want. I think we're seeing that a little bit more as people are kind of baby stepping into it. So.
Oh yeah, and I think it's them saying that we're not going to be the ones that are going to define exactly how you're using this, right? And so we're acknowledging you're going to use it in different ways. So don't let us stand in your way. You use your tools the way you want to do it and work the way you want to work. And I think that's the businesses that do adopt that philosophy, I think, will be the successful businesses. And I think there are a lot of young companies that are looking at that, looking at the level playing field now and say, you know what, I can capture some market share here by providing something that's not standing in the way, that's actually going to move fast and allow people to do what they want to do.
Well, you raise a good point there from the standpoint of the speed of how some of these have to be able to move. So the younger companies are maybe a little more open to this sort of concept, but the speed, this stuff moves very quickly. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we mentioned before that Biamp developed their new control system, and it didn't exist 6 months ago.
Right.
So 6 months from now, it'll probably be very different. And they said they have a roadmap for what they're going to add to it, but is there going to be something from another company that comes out that's similar along those lines? And maybe I can also leverage hardware I already have. Or Justin, to your comment about writing your own version of firmware or the configuration and files or the low-level operating system that runs on the hardware itself that runs to the metal. Is that going to be something where I can take a box I already have from somebody else, repurpose that to do something? We can't defeat the hardware, but if the hardware has the right capabilities, can I rewrite that software to do what I want? Leveraging another platform that also doesn't yet exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all going to be possible.
It's possible now. I think that's the exciting part now.
It might be possible today.
Yeah, it might be possible now. But
I haven't actually experimented wiping a box and rewriting it.
Oh, I have.
You have? How would that go for you?
There was a couple monitoring platforms that shipped Edge widgets
Yeah, just put all your admin passwords
Well,
in here.
that's easy.
And I took those little boxes and I said, these are going to make really lovely small Ubuntu servers.
Yes.
And they do.
And they work out
They
pretty
run
well,
small
yeah.
agents really, really successfully.
Yeah, so the monitoring platform and the edge stuff, I could see that easily being rewrote. I'm talking about stuff you're actually sticking in your classroom in your level 7.A1. Like being able to grab that part, blow it up, rewrite it, and then repackage it to enable one feature that we want to see and activate, that we know that's there. It's capable of doing it. There's the port. The physical stuff's there. It just needs something somebody didn't think of, right?
I think it's coming. I think that's the exciting part about it.
A lot of those little edge boxes are just running on Linux.
Exactly.
Running on Debian.
And that was my
or
take. I was
something,
like, I'm pretty sure this is just Linux. So I
And
gave it
if
to my
it's-
IT guy.
so
Say, hey, can you just
if you
flatten
can
this?
get down to the command line and flatten
Now we're
it.
just read it, redevelop it, repackage it, upload, new feature
Give me
set,
some
done.
processor, give me some functional I/O, and don't stand in my way. Right?
So what about
Exactly.
in the case where now you've got me thinking about it? We see this often from manufacturers. You'll have a port or ports on the back of things that is, that's for the future. Oh, we're working on
The
that.
future's now, Chris.
now.
And
Activate.
they've never implemented it. So can you then implement some feature on that and then send it back to them and be like, well, I did it. So
Here you go. Check this out.
Then if they ask, ship that back to us, please.
See, now you have my
not for
brain
you.
churning. I'm wondering what I can go back with and start doing this.
But that's what I take. Like that's the new exciting realm we're in now.
Yeah.
As I look around and say everything's leveled out, the playing field's level. I think in the next couple years, the types of products we're going to see things that are doing whatever it is we want them to be. So it may look like one thing to Jamie where, this box is going to do this for me, but I look at it and say, you know what, Jamie, I'm going to use it in a complete opposite way. Same box, same thing, but for me it's a completely different solution.
Well, your way's wrong. But
Well,
Always.
maybe,
His way's better.
maybe wrong today. It's just because you haven't caught up.
That's the way Jamie thinks.
All right. Any other thoughts on general trends before we get to our kind of list of our favorite things, the one big thing we all want to take home? Any other thoughts on the general
The
trends?
future's
No?
coming.
Future is.
I've seen it.
Justin just said the future's now. Is it
It's
now,
now.
or coming?
Well, it keeps outrunning
It's
us.
both.
Yeah.
Now
When
and
will
coming.
then be now? Soon. All right. Very good.
I think when Anthropic and ChatGPT realize they can't fit anymore
When they get
in their
married?
server farms, and
Yeah, that might be a
They
thing.
get married. Have
when they get married,
offspring
that'll be
model.
that'll be
Have
bad.
an AI baby. All right. All righty.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our. I just have it listed here as our favorite products. I think we all have something that we saw today: product, solution, service, whatever. That's the one big thing when someone says, "What was your take from InfoComm?" or what did you see as far as new shiny out there or whatever? We'll start down the other end. Jamie, what is the one item that you want to take home as your?
I defer
carry-on
to Larry
item?
first.
Oh, we're starting at this end now.
I'm going to defer to Larry.
Or I could
that's
just
not
go
allowed.
first since I
It
already
is now.
said it.
Go.
All right. So
Let
Justin,
me just rehash what I said. So the Inogeni IP to USB little widget tchotchke thing is nice because
including the new features with the new
new
firmware.
features with a Dante.
What about its cousin piece, that cam track?
Yeah.
piece?
The cam track piece,
Yeah.
I don't have as many use cases for that. That is
Yes.
a cool widget. I'll let somebody else maybe talk about that.
Don't steal
but
my widget.
Because we don't usually put normally two cameras
I
in one
feel
room.
like that widget is maybe the box you want to flash and turn into your own thing.
Is Inogeni listen to this? If so, we're
They will
sorry,
now. They're not
but we're going to blow your stuff up. We're going to buy all your stuff and blow it up and redo it. We don't even know what it does yet. We're just going to start over.
We're assuming
That makes no sense at all.
Go for it.
But that will allow me to bring in a camera or two when I have two over NDI,
Ooh, two cameras.
alleviate SDI,
Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
yeah, and bring in all my audio.
No speakers, but two cameras.
We have speakers in these rooms.
Ooh, and these rooms
Yeah,
have speakers
These are
and
the
cameras.
special rooms.
These are more advanced
the nice rooms.
This is in Cherry Hall.
And just
The
be able to
business
make it super easy for the end user to see that as a USB connection.
I like that as a concept. That it's basically a combo bridge and dock in the sense,
Yeah.
but the dock is for remote devices.
The only the next step would be if you got the USB-C going into the room computer, we've got to figure out how to leverage that USB-C for that laptop connection that's been brought in that people want to ingest the.
Switchable USB-C.
Do you?
Do we
I don't know
have
about that.
how? Do they have two USB-C ports on it?
Do you
maybe
do that?
maybe we can blow that box up and rewrite it and do some switching and
Not just.
We're going to try some stuff.
You want to take
gonna-
that.
yes.
So this guy's an HDMI loop out. You want to take that HDMI loop out, and then put a USB-C converter on.
You know, of all the stuff we've done with AI, you said you try to blow up a box.
I have
but,
blown up boxes.
But an actual AV device box. I want to let's do that when we get back.
I'm actively always looking out. Like,
I have a new
can break
challenge.
this. Yeah.
Nice.
Hold my
Brave
beer.
new world. See, everything looks different today, right?
Now it's opened up a new. I just
You
got
can
an
go
idea.
select-
This is how
select
AI works.
something
You
on the
start
floor.
with the idea first.
Told you.
Work your way backwards, and then build to it and see where it crashes
Is
out.
Step 2, you come up with the idea. Step 2 is ask AI how to do the idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're past that with my AI system.
Oh,
Okay.
it knows already.
It already knows what I'm up to.
All right, we're going to go middle out. So, Mark, what's
Are
yours?
You want my
hold
thing
on.
now?
Are you going
Okay.
to create a Mr. Firmware to manage all this?
Well, we
You're
are
a
now.
genius.
We are
That is-
now.
now
That's
it's
exactly
happening.
what we're going to do.
Hold on.
We're trying to stop him, man. You're
let me-
egging him on.
I need to make some notes here. I got a text.
All right, Mark.
Atlas.
What are you taking home today?
It's big. I haven't even got my mind around it yet. But I've spoke about it on shows in the past. I'm building this XRT space, and I'm trying to solve a lot of complex image scaling, control, and the like in there. And I finally got to see the Ross Vertex system, and I'm trying to find out when they're breaking their booth down. I'm going to just steal the whole thing and take it with me.
You can have that one back there.
Yeah,
got
that's
one.
like the Ultrix thing, I believe. But the Vertex, it's in everything. I have never seen a product before that is whatever you want in to whatever you want out. Mix, match, audio, video, scale it across whatever your pixel is as a full canvas, a control system for it, and then user interactivity on top of that with rendering capabilities where you can align data as APIs, and it does visualization across displays like this. With interactivity, it is the end-all thing that we are trying to solve a lot of these in components, and this thing, I can't even explain what it is because it's everything I need it to be and more. And it's just like I mentioned that you may view it as one thing, but you could do almost anything with it. And I think that those people that are looking to solve in these complex interactive spaces, it's a product like none other, and I was amazed by it, and still can't get my mind around what it even does, but I know it solves a lot of my problems.
So are you saying you don't have to blow that box up? It's already perfect as
It's blown
is?
itself up and rewritten
Yeah.
itself the way you need it to
So
be.
you made a note
and it's
here.
doing things.
Yeah.
So we need to make a new
Justin's here
agent.
live texting his AI bot.
Yeah, it's
So
lovely.
we're
All right.
making a new
Texting
agent.
with his secret lover.
We're making a new agent right now.
It's real time. And so
Real time.
it's going to say just buy the Vertex from Ross. It's
All right, Larry.
So, Mark, for those of us who might also be looking at something like that in the visualization realm or something like, how many vertexes,
Vertices.
How many vertices do I need?
How did I know
One.
that word and Chris didn't?
I did it deliberately, dude.
You,
It's a
and
gag.
it can do multi-stream out as well, so you can have multi-displays off of it through IP, and you can deliver. It has baseband and the like. So think about building out baseband in server with GPU capability to the outputs across whatever your canvas may be, and then all the fun stuff you need to do within it. So,
So
you have
just put
unique
all
spaces.
all the horsepower and GPU I can behind it.
Throw it all in there, but I think one of the really cool pieces was the UI design that it allowed you to do. So not only is it doing all of this canvas mapping, but if you need a control system that works within this type of interactive environment, it's doing all that as well. And it can run ROSTalk, it can do like the Lua, it can do all these pieces. It of course has an API, and so it can either drive or be driven by. So I think it was actually very impressive.
Well, yeah, you go do all that and let me know how it works out.
I'm going to do that.
You
I
think
will
it's
do
running,
it.
You think it's running Linux?
I
You
would
think we
hope
get-
that it's running Linux.
Do you think we can get into that thing?
I'll let you know when I have it. We'll see
Justin,
if
do
we
you
can
need to
break it.
create a Mr. Vertex?
No, we just need one agent to do it all. Jeez.
That's right. So I'm super excited by it. I was blown away by that product, and it solves a lot of my problems. So,
Jamie, do you have something yet?
did you think of anything?
Are you
still
figure it
thinking-
out?
Do you want to go back out on the floor and find
you-
something?
You
Well,
need to go.
so my problem is I don't have this one thing I'm super passionate about.
Tell
to
me
take
the
home,
multiple
right?
things then.
So when I came here, we talked about it on our first morning show that I was looking for a larger image chip PTZ camera. And I did find, like Telecam has one, PTZ Optics has one. That may be a little bit more affordable than the standard Canon, Sony, Panasonic. I know they make them and they're wonderful, right? So that's not an argument. But they may not be in the budget of my clients. So is anybody making one that's a little bit better? So
Cheaper. Bet you said better.
okay, better.
More affordable.
More
Affordable.
affordable. There, that's what better meant.
Value
Yes.
oriented.
But I do want that larger chipset. I think we've grown accustomed to these small cell phone image chipsets.
You mean the ones that look really good?
But I need the one capturing the most light possible because I have to mix it with more traditional broadcast style cameras. And it's easier to mix it if you have more capture.
Right.
So, like I said, PTC Optics had the one, Telecam has one. There's a couple others that I not on my brain, right? But I was looking for those, so I successfully found them. Great. To be determined what's next with those. And then one that's intriguing to me, but I'm not sure that it's like I'm going to take home or go home and buy it right away. There's two.
You only get one.
You only get one. Now you got three? The original one plus
three.
two?
I get four, actually.
Okay.
The non-centralized DSP.
Yes.
Right? So, like, Visionary Solutions, who I've been a fan of their AVO, or their video products for a while now. But they've increased their workload. But it is a decentralized DSP. There's really no analog I/O. It's taking all the digital, and you're able to add the DSP features, and it doesn't have to live there. It can live down the hall. It can live wherever you want to put it. Aurora has something similar, it seems. I need to go back and talk to them. I really do. Something very similar where you don't have to have a dedicated box with a brand name on it with all these analog IOs. You stick this machine, or not. Some of them are built into a device, and now you can DSP all these digital products that we have, the Dantes and the HDMIs, and it's decentralized. It's very intriguing to me, and I want to dig deeper into it. So I'm excited, but it's not something I think I'm going to go home and buy tomorrow.
You're taking the idea home. You're going to think about it.
The idea. I want to marinate. I want to get some demos. I want to is this really going to work for me to have decentralized? And can I expand it more than this?
I think you're getting beyond the I/O thing. Right?
And I'm familiar with the biamps and the Q systems. Look, I know some of these do these things, but I'm looking. Can I do it differently?
You probably can.
So those are the things. I was looking for how to do the same thing different. I found a few boxes, but nothing that I'm so in love with I want to take.
The idea. You're taking the new idea and a new thought process, and which, you know what? That's the more affordable route.
So what triggered that? Just the money?
Because I'm difficult.
Time and commitment to the floor.
Because I'm difficult.
Okay.
Larry.
I was just trying to figure out what problem you were solving for there.
Yeah, I think what you said about doing the same thing different, I'm in the process of designing a new STEM high-flex classroom.
That's terrible. Don't do that.
I know. But it's for K through 12.
That's even worse. You're just digging a hole here.
State-funded grant system.
Getting worse.
So I came here looking for new solutions to do that better. It will have modular furniture.
Oh, my goodness. Are you
And
a
so the way-
consultant now?
Do you have a list of
Yes.
bad ideas and you're trying to get them all in one project?
Clock's
did
ticking. Let him go. Let's go. Let's go.
And so
I'm concerned about this project.
I sat through the Nureva demo, and
The Nureva HDX.
the HDX demo.
Right.
I'm actually intrigued by that solution and that space in particular. It's a room that's not large by a classroom size. It's on the smaller size, so I feel like it's a good fit for that space. But I need a way of offloading as much of the technical needs from the instructor as possible. Because if this is K through 12, their priority needs to be on those students, not
Let 'em
pressing
run
buttons,
wild.
doing things, making
Exactly.
selections.
Let them be feral. That's fine.
And the
They'll
fact
figure it
that, as we have been talking about, they are open to other control mechanisms. You can run multiple cameras,
I can hear it right now.
auto
Just say
tracking.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just say it.
AI?
No touch panel. I love it. I love that's where you're going.
Minimal touch panel on this page.
God.
And so-
No user interface.
It's just a big touch panel, but just one button.
Exactly. And so I'm kind of thinking I know the full firmware isn't out yet, or there is a roadmap for additional features.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's down the line, but with the direction it's going, I feel like is a good fit for this, and I want to test it out.
Cool. I think it's definitely they've made a very interesting product that's solving a very specific thing that when you have that problem, there's
It's
not
there.
a lot of solutions.
It's that medium space.
Yeah, the Nureva HDX was interesting. We saw the physical prototype last year, and they talked about it. They have it working in I would say it's probably a 1.0, but a lot of the features they talk about are kind of on the roadmap for over the next coming months or year. But it is an interesting take because they've recognized that rather than trying to provide the all-in-wonder conferencing bar that everyone else now has, with integrated room appliance and all those fun features that none of us want,
Need it.
they said, well, let's just focus on the audio side. Here's an interesting mix of every cabinet has a microphone array and the loudspeakers in it. So wherever you place your loudspeakers, you also have microphones with them.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting take on how to mic a unique or challenging spaces. I'm wondering, though, as part of that same roadmap, that right now it's semi-modular. I think it's as few as 2 units and can go up to 6 or something like that.
6 is the maximum, yeah.
Well, they say that, but it's like, is that just a horsepower thing? Is there any reason I couldn't do more? Can you expand them? They're all loop through PoE sort of things. So it's a very interesting.
Blow it up and find out.
Blow it up.
Exactly.
And Justin, there's an easy button too to set it up.
Let's blow it up and find out.
We'll make 2 easy buttons. Chris,
Why are you putting a coin in him?
I just like to.
what about you, sir?
I didn't see anything at all.
What else do you have? What are you sneaking onto your carry-on?
All right.
To get
So
back into?
yes, and the nice thing about this is it does break down into several smaller cabinets. But I'm going to say an all-in-one LED DV LED display, just like many of the other dozens, if not hundreds, of them on the show floor. This one is from a major manufacturer who is dipping their toe into the DV LED world for the first time. So this comes from our friends at Epson, who's well known for their projectors and visualizers and document cameras and obviously their printers and whatnot. But their first line of DV LED products was announced a long time ago, but it now is out, available, and I believe shipping this summer. On face value, it looks very typical as any of the other 130-inch, 160-inch, 219, whatever the sizes are, typical sizes and all that. The one added thing to it, or maybe the one missing thing to it in a very good way, there is no onboard operating system, no onboard user-accessible operating system. Obviously, it has some sort of operating system to run itself, but much like a typical projector, there is not a smart interface. There is not a land of Google applications or Android apps or any of that stuff. There are no streaming services built in. It is and I mean this in the best way possible, a dumb display, and that's awesome.
Which we like.
Yeah.
We do like that.
We do like that because it makes our life that much easier. It's one less thing between us and the hardware. It's one less interface that someone can accidentally stumble their way into.
Or trying to cast to it because they
and
realize
why
it's
can't
Android.
they get it on the Wi-Fi, and why can't I log into my Google account on this thing?
Why can't I even change the input?
Yeah. I actually went by and looked at it right before this show, and it also looks really good.
And it does look very good, too. I guess I buried the lead on that. From the standpoint of the general specifications of the hardware, the DV LED itself looks very good. It's very low profile, so it ticks all those boxes. But it has that added feature of, and it's chip on board and all the rest, so you've got that kind of integrated resin cover on it, so it's nice and nice feel to it, and has good ventilation and all that. But no operating system is a major win for us. So that's the big thing. I'm going to break down into small components, stuff into my carry-on, and put in the overhead storage compartment.
Perfect.
Cool.
Well,
and that.
Awesome.
All right. Any last thoughts before we wrap here? Any last bits of InfoComm 2026?
No, it's time to go take a nap. Let's
Time to go.
It's
to take a nap.
time.
All right. Well, we're going to roll out of here. We'll be back next week with our regular show. Thanks again to the folks at AVIXA and AVIXA TV for letting us ruin your set. This is great fun for us. We enjoy it every time. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks, y'all.
Well, we've managed to ruin yet another episode of AV SuperFriends Off the Rails. You can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com. If you complain loud enough, we might just invite you on the show.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV SuperFriends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.